Alright, hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to share a couple things that I picked up at the Goodwill store last night. Didn't have that great of a night, but I did find a couple of interesting things. And, yeah, so let's get into it. The best thing I think I found was this model railroad engine here. I don't have any way to test it right now. It looks like it probably should run, but it's missing some of its plastic pieces on the side here. Probably it had like a plastic truck that broke or something like that. But the wheels are still intact. This is a Bachmann Spectrum GE 44-ton switcher. And it's got a little driver there on the side there. These were quite expensive. I want to say this was probably at least $50 when it was new. Back in the 90s is my guess is when this was made. 90s, early 2000s. And there's the label there, and there's the fancy gold box there, black and gold box there. These are all over the place on eBay. Every price point you can find. You know, from, $20 to $100 or something like that. I really don't know, but I looked and I couldn't get a consistent pricing. Different companies made very similar ones, so trying to find the exact price point for that. But again, this little plastic piece right here should be exactly the same over here, and it isn't. So, but still, fun to find that. Really, really fun to find that. I guess the big score besides that train engine there, I'm not having no way to test it right now, is a few vinyl records here. Now everybody likes to complain that the 45s are $1.29 and the LPs are also $1.29. My Goodwill, if you don't know, they have a separate bin for vinyl records that they leave at the end of the row, and when they get a new big enough crop they'll switch it out. And then what they do with the lousy ones is they'll bag them up about 10 at a time. It depends on who's bagging them. Sometimes they're more, sometimes less. And then they will mark all the bags $3. And everything that nobody wanted through the last 1 to 3 weeks or whenever, how long they've left it out there, or maybe 10 days, 5 days, I don't know. That stuff goes in bags, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so people don't even touch those with like a 3,000-foot pole, regardless of how cheap it is. I bought a couple of those just to show on YouTube. I did not buy one of these this time. I basically use them as some of the records as packing material for other things, or I repurpose some of the stuff, and so that's why I buy those. But I was pretty sure that I had gone through all the repurposing material and didn't have any of that there. But these are 45s, and these were all fairly strange ones I'm not super familiar with. These are from the 90s, and they're made to look kind of older. This one was in a Columbia sleeve. Why, I don't know. Some of these had jukebox labels, and this one I don't think does. This one does not. And why do these later ones have jukebox labels? That I don't know. But this is Sheryl Crow, Every Day is a Winding Road. It's pretty neat, that one. I think this is from 96 or 97. I can't see that from here right now. Let's see, and then Sad, Sad World is on the other side there. So it's a relatively newer one for a 45. Then we have Sheryl Crow, I'm Going to Be a Wheel Someday. And we also have on the other side here, we have If It Makes You Happy. So there is that one there. Kind of fun to have that. And these are all, there was one that was kind of scuffed. Oh, here's the one with the jukebox label. Kind of neat there. So that's kind of a fun little retro type thing there. Then I found this one on this old Columbia label. Estoy aquí. And Donde Estás Corazón, and this is Shakira, so that's kind of fun. And it's kind of like they made it look kind of like used and dirty. The label there is kind of unusual on a Columbia. This is in the Atlantic Company sleeve, so it's possible somebody's written Hit Parade there, but it's possible somebody has put these sleeves on there. I'm not sure what this one says here. It says Tap or something, but this is actually Blues Traveler. And this has got Hook on one side, I think it's Hook, and then the other one, oh no, that's the Hook. Oh, sorry, I can't read that. Maybe that's a song there. But yeah, some of these might be the same on both sides there. Some kind of scuffing there, but nothing major at all there. So there's Blues Traveler again. It's kind of a, let's see what it says here. Oh, maybe I looked, okay, this one says, oh, these are different edits of that song, I believe, is what that is. Okay, gotcha. Trying to get this back in here, but the sleeve is kind of ripped there. And I got one more here. I had about 8 or 9, but I threw a lot of them back because they were a lot of country music. But I got the Foo Fighters, Monkey Wrench, and the color and the shape. Foo Fighters. How cool is that? On a purple Capitol label. These purple Capitol labels were used for many, many years. I think they stopped using them in the 80s, but then they brought them back for the... I really don't understand all this. One of my, I guess he's a friend, kind of an acquaintance, he found some other really interesting stuff. I don't remember if it was Pearl Jam, but somebody, you know, along the lines of Foo Fighters, I was like, oh, that's really cool to find that. And nobody looked at these. Nobody just really looks at the 45s close enough, but I took a close look, and then I found these, at least. There was another Sheryl Crow record, which I left, not because it was scuffed, but because it was a duplicate of one of these. But very fun little pickup there. And, you know, just like little bits of envelopes and other things here. I'll show you this one little interesting little piece of paper here. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna save / preserve this, maybe. 1951. It's got Bobby Avila wraps Homer as Tribe edges Nats in 14th inning. I thought that was kind of a cool little newspaper article there. We'll figure out that one. And then I got the last thing I'll show on this one here, the little Henry cartoon. I'm not super familiar with that, if that's even still around. There was a trading card set of Henry at some point. Henry by Carl Anderson. And he grabs an umbrella. He goes out and sees the birds there. And I don't know what, he's hitchhiking or are they hitchhiking? He gives a hitchhiking symbol, and the birds decide to go inside in the umbrella underneath that. So I'm not exactly sure what that was all about there, but that's the cartoon there. So that's just a quick little trip. Nothing else until the next video. Thank you for watching.
Well, let's define our terms, gentlemen. Are we talking about redistricting or are we talking about reapportionment? Because
Oh well, can't win them all.